Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world of darkness, and welcome to Raid Across New York, Werewolf venue. And today's scene sees Kotori, who is waiting for at least one of his packmates to come, uh, because he heard a lot of things about what happens, and he wants to see how his favorite Hamid is doing.
Aw, favorite Hamid.
Favorite Hamid is is muted.
Is this happening in Umbra or?
Uh, no, it's not in the Umbra.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm guessing that we are meeting up at the Dana Shrine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Xavier appears at the Dana Shrine with a Kinfolk helper, most possibly a bone knower Kinfolk, let's say. Yes.
I'm gonna have Ren arrive just a little bit before him, just so I can see him arrive with the helper. What do you mean, helper?
When he arrives, you guys will see that he has a white cane, and he has a piece of rag, a piece of cloth tied over his eyes.
Oh, shoot.
So yeah, he's
Yeah,
trying to not to trip and fall over by using the cane, and the Kinfolk is guiding him towards the towards you guys.
I suppose Kallie's probably sitting with Ren since they came back from their little excursion together.
Yes. And Ren stands up when she sees Xavier hobbling towards them and kind of reaches out her hands. Xavier, are you okay?
Trying to be.
Oh, hon.
Kotori just, he looks into your direction and he's like, what happened to your eyes?
Nothing nice, I can tell you that much.
Well, then come and sit and share your tale, please. And Kotori will actually, get to you and, grab your hand in his mouth, and he just guides you to a place where you can sit.
Before he goes with Kotori, he turns and thanks to the Kinfolk. He just slowly sits down. So, do you want to know the long version or the short version?
Well, whichever version you see fits.
Short version would be better. I don't want to go over it again and again. So, as you know, we went to the atrocity realm.
Mm-hmm.
We saw some stuff and went to where we needed to be. On the way, I, I have realized what that place was doing to us, doing to our minds.
Mm. That's the trusted room for you.
Did Kallie do anything to, like let Xavier know that she's there?
You can probably smell her pure breed.
It's gonna be a very nasty pure breed for me, but okay. So, we went to this black library, and Kallie here, thankfully, got us in. It turned out that to find whatever we needed to find, we had to read some tomes about what happened to the Sept of the Running Stones.
Mm.
And having realized what the place was doing to us, and we possibly needed everybody safe and sound for us to be able to act, I have volunteered to read all 3 tomes myself.
Oh. Oh.
And I did.
Uh, Kotori is going to flicker a small stone in your direction.
Yeah, I've been told that it was a bad idea from a lot of different people too. Don't worry.
Yeah, you think? Well, I'm not going to
But
see now, but
well, we found what we needed to find, and we got out, and that's all that matters.
Oh, hun. And it's not something that can be healed?
I don't know. It probably might be healed, but I don't know if I want it to be healed.
What?
that's something that will need a little bit more of an explanation.
I have read about everything that happened at that sept. I've read how all of the Guru and Kinfolk died. I've read what happened to the Kinfolk that somehow stayed alive. And this, what happened to me, this is the grim reminder of that.
Mm.
I don't want to lose it.
Are you making yourself a living monument to atrocity?
I don't know.
Why don't you speak directly, Xavier, instead of an innuendo?
What do you mean?
What's wrong with you?
This, whatever it is, It's not just. It didn't just curse me. It also amplified my tribe's curse.
Mhm.
Now I can hear the dead
Whew.
all the time.
Why do you
I can,
want that?
because those dead needs help. Those dead need help, and I'm not going to give that up too easily.
So you're going to walk around with a blindfold on?
Not for long, I hope. There
Mm.
is a Leah actually is trying to get something from me. It's going to at least look a lot better than a blindfold.
Mm. So basically, you abandon the world of the sight of the living to the sight of the dead.
You can say that.
I'm not going to say how to live your life, but for all that I can say, I don't think I don't think this is very healthy, but it is your choice.
Xavier just nods.
The deads are what they are. They they are not of this world anymore, and it's true that some of them need closure, revenge, or things that your tribe is very good at. But you should be mindful not to forget that people from this plane of existence, those that are still living, might still need you. Do not do not look too much into the dead realm, because if you do, then well, then the living will not matter to you anymore at some point.
Well, I'm not abandoning the living, so to say. And also, it's not like I can't see. I can see, but I just choose not to. And he just pulls the blindfold down and opens his eyes. It kind of seems like he has a very heavy cataract over his eyes, and it has this grayish white hue. And when he does that, you guys will notice that he's not looking at you.
Mm.
Why do you choose not to?
Because the way I see the world now is different, let's say. I don't see the world and the living as they are. I see them as beings that I see them the way they as their life leaves their bodies. So Basically, everything I see is dead. Or, I see it that way.
Huh. That sounds like a lot to give up. Are you sure you won't let us help you at least search for a cure?
The thing is, yes, it is pretty much a curse. I know. But also at the same time, it's a gift.
It's a very grim gift.
Kallie will canter head to one side, look at Ren, and then just sort of unzip her hoodie so her chest can be seen, just below the collarbone, and there's still that sigil of the of Grandfather Thunder on her chest. If he's doing this to help the nation, then while it may not be ideal for his state of mind, it's his choice, and we all have to make sacrifices. That's something I understand all too well. Just remember, Xavier, if this is too much for you to bear, do not sit and suffer in silence simply because you don't want to disappoint someone. If you're not at 100%, what's the point of having it?
The thing is, like I said, it's also a gift. Because I
If it
have
gets in the way
found
of what you need to do for the nation, it's not a gift. Remember that.
I actually have found a way to inflict this curse upon my enemies.
It's probably a good thing that Xavier can't see Ren's face right now.
Tell us about your face.
She's looking pretty horrified and is having a hard time keeping her expression neutral.
Kotori looks in Ren's direction. He makes the gesture like, you might want to add something. Not speaking if she doesn't want to, because obviously Xavier is not going to see, the hand gesture, the paw gesture.
And she doesn't want to. She gives a little shake of her head.
He kind of just gives a wolf shrug, like, huh? As he's thinking, wow, I hope she doesn't see what I'm doing on my spare time. So, when he turns to Ren, as apparently this subject has kind of come to an end. You've been with Nothing Shadows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a good lesson in humility.
What did he made you do exactly?
She glances at Kallie. It was a tracking exercise. We hunted him through the Umbra, which is not particularly one of my strengths.
So, pretty much, well, a little bit different, but practically the same thing that Smites in the Night did. Mm-hmm.
Only with Ragabash gifts. When we have to face Antonio in battle,
Mm.
it's going to be a strange and surreal experience.
Only we're playing for keeps.
And how did you fare?
She just kind of gives him a look like, "You've seen me in lupus. How do you think?"
We managed to stop him. We managed to capture him. We beat him, but the amount of effort it took was a bit much.
Mm. I guess I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to take you for words exercise then.
By the way, she'll
Yes. And he, as maybe it's the way, she say, by the way. He has this kind of weird grin on his face, like, yes.
I have to go, so I'm going to say that Ren decides that this probably isn't where she wants to be, just based on their expressions. And she's like, "Oh, look at the time."
Oh, look at the time. I still got work to do. Homework. Yes, homework.
All this homework. I'll come find you later.
Ren, could you help me out too, please?
Of course, I would love to. Yes. And she moves over to take his arm gently.
And they just
Oh,
both.
you don't activate speed of thoughts. How sad.
Chasing a blind guy across the landscape. That sounds great. Wait, I'm helping you, asshole.
Kallie stands up and looks down at Kotori. That was you, wasn't it?
Uh-huh. You have to be more specific.
If you want to discuss things about what I'm partaking with Ren, that's one thing. But we were out in the field, Kotori. And while it was a fairly controlled situation, there were multiples of us. If we had been attacked, I would have been hindered.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know what your reasoning is why you just didn't speak to me. We live in the same house. We're in the same pack. You feel that hindering me while I'm out there where there are Fomori and spirals and banes. Why you thought that was a good idea?
So, he thinks, hmm, we could speak, that's true. It's a possibility. However, well, you're a foster, aren't you?
I
You're
am.
on your way to become Adrian, just as I am. And, well, you know the rule of our society. The thing is that as keeper of the land, you have duties. As den father, I have others. You went and howled to the whole sept that you were taking Ren under your wing. I have no problem with you taking Ren under your wing. You can take apprentice. It is something that is fairly common. My problem is that you didn't talk to me about it. You didn't went to me about it when we live in the same place. We're in the same pack. We share the same totem and territory. You didn't come to me to say that you wished her to be your apprentice and that, as such, you will partake in her education. You did not ask me, your alpha and then father, if I was okay with that. You took the initiative to do it. So, since you did not ask me first, and that basically you undermine my role as a den father, because it's my role to educate the cubs, I had to teach you a lesson to tell you that I could speak, but you could speak to me too, to tell me what you wanted to do.
Kotori, I'm fine with that if you wanted to discuss that. But you don't cut my legs out from under me while I'm out there.
How was I supposed to know you were out there? Exactly. Because I
Did
knew
you
Ren
try?
was because I knew Ren
do.
was going with Tim, with Emmett.
You do have a pack link.
Mm-hmm.
You could have asked me where I was.
Mm-hmm.
You could have howled out in the sept to see if I was there.
So you're saying for a prank, I should make sure that you're in a cozy situation.
A prank. I didn't know you were a new moon.
And he gives you a look, and I didn't know you were a new moon either when you pranked me to wear women's clothes or other things. Joking is part. Joking is not only reserved to ragabashes.
Kotori, my joke didn't put you in any danger. I'm not saying anything bad happened. But if you do that again while I'm out there with fosterns, or Cleus and cubs, I'm not going to talk to you about it. That was a foolish decision on your part that could have gotten people hurt. This is why I'm angry, not because you decided to pull a prank. If I had just been attending to my duties around here on the sept, and that annoyance that you put in my head distracted me from my duties here, it wouldn't be much. Other than maybe itching powder while you sleep back at the house. But I would never put you in jeopardy, and I thought you would not do the same to me. Do you understand why I'm upset?
He looks at Kallie and say, mm, well, at least now you have something to be angry at and not stay in your room locked. If you can become just slightly angry with me and focus some of your resentment just for a slight time on me because I undermined you, then yes, I accept that part. Because I don't want to see you alone in your room, not letting anyone enter, not even me, letting only Ren comes to you or a few people. Because I've seen what is happening to you. I've lived it and I'm still living it right now. I'm still feeling that darkness inside me, that feeling of despair. And I've seen Andre how he dealt with it alone in his place. So if I can get you out and a little angry at myself, then yes.
I'm taking Red under my wing because she means the world to me. Not to undermine you.
I know.
And I appreciate the fact that you're worried about me, but this is my problem. And I need to figure it out in my own head how to work past it, because if I don't, I'm going to use everyone around me as a crutch. And I can't have that.
When you say crutch, he just cocks his head on the side because he clearly doesn't understand what you're saying.
She'll reach down into the dirt and sort of draw what a crutch looks like. Because I'm sure Kotori's seen people on crutches before.
I'm going to see because not even afraid. Oh yeah, okay. Uh-huh.
Language barrier. It's cool.
Mhm. So wait, is she saying that basically? So yeah, she wants to
She
find
wants
it.
to be able to work out on it so she doesn't have to depend on others to work past this in the future.
He just sighed. Uh,
I appreciate the thought. I really do, Kotori, but I can't go through life just depending on others to get through these sort of things. If I don't, I'm never going to ever get past where I've been for the past year since my mom died.
Kotori just, he's still very serious about it, and yeah, I guess you don't really need to make an empathy check on that, but you kind of see a mixed message in his demeanor and in his eyes. On one hand, you can see that he kind of understands, but you can see that lingering, deeper, there's sadness and some disappointment.
She'll crouch down and place a hand on his wolf shoulder because he's still in breed form, right?
Yeah.
And she's not going to pat him on the head. um, she'll just put a hand on his shoulder. I really do appreciate you wanting to look after me. I really do. But, like I said, this is something I have to work on my own. And until I do, I may be a foster in a rank going to Adrin soon, with any luck. But I know I'm still the teenage girl that watched her mom die, who's not had a chance to mature like my sister did. I'm not a very good functional adult by Hamid standards.
When you say I'm not a good functional adult, he kind of, like, yeah, he probably saw her room.
Yeah.
uh, this is your choice. But I'm getting a little bit sad to see that Hamid still thinks in their mind that getting help from packmates means that they are weak.
It's not weakness that I'm worried about. That's not the point of all this, Kotori. It's... My pack may not always be there when I need to work past these things. And if that's the case, I need to know how to be able to do this on my own. I don't know if it's a concept that you can fully grasp as you were born a wolf, but that's important, Hamid.
Mm. Well,
If it gets to the point where I can't handle things at all, you live in the same place as I do, and I will call for help when I need it.
mm. Oh, on a more, and he kind of scruff, on a more serious or interesting subject, I might need your archery abilities. Not for me right now, actually, but I need your particular set of skills. And he kind of he's kind of smirks that she probably knows what kind of particular set of skills he means.
She'll raise her brow. What do you need shot?
um, the new cub.
Oh. Oh. You want me to
So
shoot him in the dick?
maybe it's not right now, but at some point I will probably send him your way. But did you hear what he did
No,
recently?
I didn't.
Um, I'm very, how do you Hamid says, liberal, or maybe it's not the right word, but I tend to let cubs find their marks before getting the leash on them. That's how I was raised in the Red Talon Sept. That basically, if you see a bear and you think it's funny to poke the bear, no one is going to stop you. You're going to get maimed. Probably you lose an eye, broke some ribs, but when you learn your lesson, you don't poke the bear. And he poked the bear, except the bear was the mistress of challenges.
Oh, shit.
Apparently, and he gets a paper out of his bag, and basically it says that apparently, if she reads it, it says that the cub apparently thought he knew the litany better than the Philodox mistress of challenge, and she had to apparently beat the shit out of him.
She'll kind of cock a brow. Not to say anything, Kotori, but that might have been lesson learned. I mean, if he had the
Oh yeah.
tar kicked out of him right then and there, but unless, of course, you as a den father want to drive that lesson home even more, well then, get him into the right position, and he'll never see it coming.
Well, the thing is, I will need to speak to him and Ren, and also I will need to see where his Night Eyes. Because honestly, uh, I feel like a single parent.
You need a new den parent.
Uh, we'll have to see exactly what is the case, but yeah, if he still think he can poke a bear, uh, we'll see. We'll see what we'll do.
Kallie sits back for a minute and she rubs her chin. She thinks for a minute. How would you like the den parents all to be in one pact?
Mm, well, generally that would help. That will help, but are you thinking of making Night Eyes joiners?
No.
And he looks at Kallie. You you want to be den mother? Is that a guess game? Um, And he just goes, "Oh yes, we'll make Ren the den mother as a cub. It will be hilarious."
No. I was going to challenge her for it. My
Oh,
duties as keeper of the land are not so intensive now with the number of competent keepers we have that I can't do two things at once. Not to mention, putting cubs to work on the sept as keepers,
mm,
just as the den parent, might actually not be a bad idea.
mm. Yeah, it might help them to get on their spiritual side, considering that, well, they're not wolves, so they know don't really know what to expect. But well, if you think that you can do that and still work as a keeper, then I'm not going to stop you. We're in peacetime. You're free to challenge whoever you want. Thinks a little bit. Um, yes, something. However, I would advise you to prepare yourself for the coming month. And get over your predicament because we're going to have a very busy program. Um, he sent image through the pack link. First image that she sees is an egg that she might recognize as maybe she saw it in the SEP, but it's the egg of a Corax. Second image that she gets is an image of Pangea, or she can probably guess it's Pangea because it shows T-Rex and dinosaurs. um, and the third image that she gets is the underworld. And the last one just for laughs, because you're near Uktena Shrine, and you probably saw that there was a bear shrine that had just popped out. You see more shrines appearing in your vision, and you probably can guess that Kotori is basically saying, "So I'm going to make a coyote totem shrine, correct?" Basically, he's saying, "I'm going to make in the coming month shrines and totems for Farah's spirits representative."
Interesting. Well, we have work to do. It might even keep me occupied enough to not dwell on everything that I've been dwelling on.
Mm. If, well, first, it doesn't matter which one we choose first. We can all decide as one. But just know that the one in the underworld is actually my challenge for Adrian.
I have to see Travis about my challenge for Adrin.
Mm. Will you require the help of the pack for this one?
No, this is something that Travis and I need to do together.
Mm-hmm. And we'll have to see for your own quest.
When the time comes to find Alan and Antonio, I'm still of the idea that death alone is not enough for them. They betrayed us.
Uh, Kotori makes a pause, and he's going to send you an image. And the image is basically a heart, well, two hearts beating with apparently something that seems trapped inside their hearts, which might or might not be a soul. And and you see a very strange creature of winter that might or might not be a Wendigo eat the hearts.
Kallie kind of stands up quickly and looks at him, just kind of dumbfounded. You know we're not going to be able to involve Ren on that then.
Of course, I know it.
She won't sit and let us do that to him.
Yeah. You know that it's still possible to, well, possibly redeem them, even if they do not deserve it. They can be thrown into Erebus. It is still a solution.
Celine has decreed that they die.
Exactly. So now the question is, how are they going to die? I know that Travis wants to ask for a more spiritual blessing for this hunt, especially for. I think he said he wanted to get Rat and Black Unicorn to give us advantages for these battles, considering that they have been betrayed. But that might make things complicated between Rat, Black Unicorn, and Celine. If we'll have to see exactly how we do it, but just think of it as a suggestion. And he has this very grim look, like, yeah, um, if it doesn't go, basically, yeah, you pretty much get the message that if it doesn't go against, uh, Celine, judgment and bad, considering you're the one who we're going with her on this subject, he's totally going to do it.
I'll confer with Celine. It might be best that once we kill them, we bind their spirits to whatever we wish, and then bring them back for when we present them to the mistress of the hunt.
Mm.
It might be then that you can ask if you can claim their spirits and hearts for Wendigo.
Mm. Kotori thinks a little bit. Celine is huntress. Hunters like trophies. I do not think that you will want to share.
That's why I wanted That is why I wanted their skins.
Mm.
To
We can
present
do
to the
both.
mistress of the hunt.
Mm.
But she should have first pick, as she is the first spirit that was consulted.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. But we can still bind the spirit to the skin. I think it's fairly doable. and she will
Kallie
appreciate.
suddenly has an idea. Let me ask you,
Mhm.
how would you feel if a game hunter was able to take you and lock you in a realm, or lock you in a game preserve? You know what a game preserve is, right?
He cocks his head on the side. Game preserve?
A game preserve is a plot of land where rich Hamids will bring in animals, beasts that are dangerous,
Mhm.
to kill them, to hunt them, for no other reason than to collect a trophy. Imagine the amount of torment you might feel.
I spend a willpower.
Guess you didn't know about that aspect of Hamids, did you? Out of character.
No, no, but yeah, you can see that he gets tense, and he gets tense.
Well, the idea of sending their hearts and spirits to the cannibal spirit of Wendigo is fitting for what they've done to us. What if they were made to be perpetually hunted by Celine and her court, forever in a never-ending hunt, their spirits forever tormented,
Hmm.
hunted like the dogs that they've become?
There's certainly an interesting idea. Mm, the only mm, the only downside that I found is that, well, Celine is Celine. Celine is Celine. She is very powerful, but it is not a mm, permanent solution. In the fact that, yes, they will suffer eternally, be haunted. Mm, the only thing that I would fear is that, you know, the storm meter was supposed to be dormant forever, for a very long time, and a part of him got free. So, but yes, that's indeed a solution. And I guess it depends, considering that you're the one um, who has been tasked by Celine. I will leave that choice to you. I will leave that choice entirely to you, and Celine will do what she wants with them in that aspect. But that's an idea that I can respect.
We'll figure more of this out when it comes to their demise. But for now, I do have more work to do.
Mm-hmm. I will see you later then.
I'll see you back at the house.
Mm-hmm.
And with that,
And yeah, we can call it a scene. Thank you, players, for playing, watcher for watching, and with that, we will see you next time.